Coming up on Sportsnight.
The lacrosse team keeps rolling as it nears the end of its season.
Rachel Lewis and the softball team go for a sweep of Ohio State in Columbus.
And one of Northwestern's finest finds out her new home.
We have it all for you here on Sportsnight
Right now. Welcome back to Sports Night. I'm Bradley Locker.
And I'm Gavin Dorsey. It was a fantastic week in Northwestern sports. With the spring season now in full swing, we'll take you inside all the action.
That's right, Gavin. The Cats have been staying busy, and we've got the latest from around campus. Kelly and Monte Hiller and the Northwestern lacrosse team are ranked number 3 in the country, riding an 8-game win streak, and the Wildcats passed a big test this week with flying colors. Number 3 Northwestern taking on number 15 Rutgers in the Wildcats' third Big Ten matchup of the season. Jill Girardi in the circle for the opening draw. She wins this one and went on to tally 19 draw controls on the day. Dylan Amante gets things started for the Cats, converting the free position for the first goal of the game. It would take a bit for Rutgers to find its way, but Terlin Nazlansky gets it done on the free position for the first Scarlet Knight goal. Lauren Gilbert at the top of the 12 passes it to Kendall Halpern for a dirty behind-the-back goal, her second of the season. Second quarter now, and Rutgers is trying to mount a comeback. Nazlansky again here feeds Marin Hartshorn for the goal. Here comes leading goal scorer Lauren Gilbert. She's unstoppable right here, and this tough shot is absolutely pure. Running to her right, see her launch that ball right into the net for the goal. Or the Scarlet Knights would not budge. Stephanie Kelly gets the ball to Hartshorn for a lightning-quick shot, cutting the NU lead and making it just 11-9 at the half. Second half now, an assist from Erin Kuykendall to Gilbert, who nails the shot for her 50th goal of the season. She would finish the night with a career-high 8 goals. Back we go to Hartshorn, distributes to Cassidy Spillis for the goal for Rutgers. Beast mode coming up for Jill Girardi on this play right here. The Rutgers defender stumbles and she picks up the ground ball, takes it all the way herself, and fakes out the goalie for an easy goal scored. Her 4th of the game and her 30th on the season. How about the first years getting in on the action as NU runs away with this one? Samantha White gets around her defender and absolutely charges into the goal, recording the 3rd goal of her NU career. Rutgers might have put up a fight early, but the Cats got this one done. They now sit at 4-0 in Big Ten play. Final score is 21-13. Now we'll take it outside of Martin Stadium along the lake after the big win against Rutgers. The Cats look to make it 8 straight against San Diego State, and here's Lauren Gilbert weaving her way through the defense and scores to put the Cats up 4-1 early. Gilbert would score 4 in this one. Later in the first, it's Kendall Halpern spinning, running to her left and finding the net. Only her 2nd goal of the year, and the Cats lead 6-2 after 1 quarter. Now into the second quarter, it's the first year Samantha Smith running free down the middle of the field, going coast to coast for the score. White showing off the speed, and now she puts it in. A few minutes later, Gilbert would zip this pass to a cutting Elle Hansen, who just dumps the ball in behind her for the score. The Cats would really pull away here in the second quarter, scoring 10 of their 20 goals in this period. It's the first year Smith again, cutting hard towards the middle and scoring with the driving shot. How about another second quarter goal? Brennan Dwyer moving without the ball, finding herself in the right place for the goal. The Northwestern Wildcats use a 9-1 run to take a dominating lead into the half. Not much action here in the second half, as there were only 6 combined goals after 22 in the first, but always good to show a first goal. Lauren Gilbert takes it the length of the field and finds junior Kiera Shanley for her first score of the year. 11 different Cats scored in this one as they cruise to the 20-8 victory. And joining us now in studio are Sportsnight's own Ally Navarrete and Logan Schiciano to break down the action on the field even further. Thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Thanks, Bradley. Again, Ally Navarrete here alongside Logan Schiciano. The lacrosse team had a fantastic week, like Bradley just showed us. And one player who continues to shine is Lauren Gilbert. She's really come into her own this year in the absence of Izzy Skane on offense. What have you noticed, Logan, about Gilbert's play lately?
Yeah, Ally, we always knew that Gilbert was a great player, but without Izzy Skane, she was going to be the #1 option for this team. And it took a little bit of getting used to playing with teams coming to double team her, even triple team her at times. But lately, I've just been impressed with Gilbert's ability to balance goal scoring with distributing the ball. Since that loss against UNC back in early March, she's had 2 games with 6 or more goals, but she's also had 2 games with no goals. But in those 2 games, she's had 9 assists. So even when she's not scoring, still finding a way to distribute. She's had in the first 6 games, she averaged just about 1 assist per game. But since then, she's been averaging over 2 a game. So really finding trust, developing trust with her teammates, and it's really paid dividends on the offensive end.
Yeah, also true, Logan, and that's why she was named National Player of the Week. Let's move on to another player who's excelling as of late. Sophomore Kendall Halpern has really started heating up, and she's turning some heads. Tell us some more about her play.
Yeah, so Halpern was playing defense and has played defense for most, if not all, of her first 1.5 season under coach Kelly Monty-Hiller, but lately she's been given the opportunity to play more on the attacking end, and she's really taken advantage. You saw it in the highlights. Her first 2 career goals, her aggressive style of defense has really transitioned well onto the offensive end. She's fearless, and you saw that in both of the games this past week. I really think while she may be a long-term defender for this team, she can really play anywhere on the field.
Yeah, she'll certainly be a Cat to watch in their final regular season game at home. The Cats will have senior day on Saturday at noon outside at Martin Stadium. They'll be taking on Johns Hopkins, a pretty tough team. What are the Cats going to have to do to come out on top?
Ally, I think it all comes back to the draw control. When Northwestern is winning the draw, they're absolutely lethal, and thankfully they have one of the best players in the country to take that draw in Joel Girardi. You saw she had a career high in draws against Rutgers, so if they can keep the offense rolling, I think they should have an easy win this weekend. Another thing is to keep the confidence up on offense. There's so many players, Aaron Kuykendall, Dylan Amonte, who I've noticed especially are just playing with so much confidence, know exactly what to do when they get the ball in their hands, and I think it's really been really spread to the entire team so far.
Yeah, Jill Girardi, just want to give you that stat again, 19 draw controls against Rutgers, absolutely unreal. Definitely my player to watch in that final game. Senior day, again, Saturday, noon, Martin Stadium. Go cheer on the Cats. But that's all for us. Back to you, Gavin.
Don't go anywhere, because next up we'll be talking about how the softball team's been putting on a show themselves as they march closer to the Big Ten tournament.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's all good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
Okay.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible, she must be a keeper.
Welcome back to Sports Night. Playing in Columbus against the Ohio State Buckeyes usually induces fear in teams across the country, but Gavin, not in these Northwestern softball Wildcats.
No doubt about it, Bradley. Despite dropping back-to-back games for the first time since late February, the Kate Drohan-led Wildcats looked to pick up wins against a Buckeye team who had won 4 out of their last 5. All right, we will start off now by taking you down to Buckeye Field for Game 1 of this weekend slate. Top of the first, 1 out, 2-2 count, and Rachel Lewis continues her incredible season by going opposite field to put the Cats up 1 early. Jordan Rudd comes up to bat next, saying, "How about another?" Rudd crushes it deep to center field, and that one is gone for her first of the weekend. Wouldn't be her last. Now into the 6th inning. Northwestern up on Ohio State 9-3, but Lewis is up to bat and decides to finish the game early. Lewis went 3 for 3 on the day as the Wildcats took down the Buckeyes 12-3 in Game 1. Game 2 of the series, first of Sunday's doubleheader, Jordan Rudd will even the score at 1 with a left field homer in the 3rd. That's her second of the series. Even scorer, Lauren Boyd on the mound, and OSU's Nikki Carver will take her yard. That one scores 3 and puts the Buckeyes up 4-1, their biggest lead of the weekend. Could the Wildcats be in trouble? Not if Maeve Nelson has anything to say about it. With the bases loaded, she goes deep to right center to regain the lead off of a grand slam. Wildcats go up 5-4, and it's chest bumps for everyone at home plate. OSU would come back from down 9-4 to make it 9-8 in the 7th, but Danielle Williams comes in for the save and gets Meggie Oddie to pop out for the win. Can they get the sweep though? Jordan Rudd says yes they can. Not 1, not 2, but 3 homers for Rudd on the weekend to put the Wildcats up 3-0 in the first. Now here's Nikki Cochran getting in on the fun, sending a solo homer to center to increase the lead by 1. Next up, Maeve Nelson keeps the onslaught going, hitting a double off the wall to score Rudd. Danielle Williams pitched a complete game with 7 strikeouts and 1 earned run. Here she is striking out Caitlin Kaufman to complete the sweep as Northwestern wins 7-1. The team will take on the Purdue Boilermakers in its next series, returning to the J for their second-to-last homestand of the year. And with the season coming to a close in less than a month, along with a few other spring sports, we thought this would be the perfect time to pay some attention to the players who hold these teams together. I'm joined by our very own Michael Barthelemy. Thanks for joining us, Michael.
Of course, Gavin, always a pleasure. And yeah, spring is the Cats' season. They dominate just about everything, and I want to touch on some Cats who have been putting up some stats. And you mentioned her earlier, but Nikki Cochran has been going off for Northwestern softball. She's hitting .363 on the year, a .999 OPS. I mean, that numbers speak for themselves. 5 for 12 in her last series versus OSU, 3 RBI, and that homer that you saw earlier, hitting .321 in conference. And you hear a lot about Rachel Lewis and Jordan Rudd, but much of what makes Northwestern so dangerous day in, day out is the lineup depth. And the ability to extend that middle of the order is what makes a team deadly, and Nikki Cochran does just that. She's not just a contact hitter. She's not just a power hitter. She does everything for Northwestern at the plate, and she had some question marks defensively, but she's really stepped things up, kind of cleaned up the work at first base and been a reliable part for the Cats on the field at first. And so to keep things on the diamond, the second Cat putting up some stats is Michael Faranelli. He's been dealing for baseball over the past month, .333 ERA, but in his past 5 games, .183 ERA. He has been working with those 48.1 innings that lead the team and those 2 complete games. You can see that he's just been a workhorse, and that 1-2 punch between him and Sean Sullivan has been really the best Northwestern has seen in just about forever. In fact, when you go to the athletics page, the stats don't even go far enough back to see a duo that's putting up the same numbers. NU is 4-2 in conference this year, same as a year ago, hoping not to slump the same as they saw down the stretch. And on the tennis side of things, there's Sydney Pratt. Sydney Pratt is no stranger to success either. She's a 5-star recruit from Glenbrook South High School just north of Evanston. And she's come into this year as a first year, and sure, that pressure might get to some, but not to her. She is 5-1 in her last singles matches, 20-11 overall. She's playing with a ton of confidence right now as Northwestern has gotten into the conference slate. She's slotted nicely into that third single spot, which might, again, rattle some, but not Pratt. And she's doing it on both sides of the game, doing it singles and doubles, the double dip with Hannah McColgan. She has on a 4-game win streak, and Cats are 7-1 in conference, much because of the young talent, including Sydney Pratt.
When we come back, find out where one of the best women's basketball players in Northwestern history will be suiting up at the next level, and see how the surging baseball team did in its most recent 4 games.
At Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
Cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for the sweet victory, spread for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
At Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
We're back in the studio, and the WNBA draft was this Monday, and Gavin, one franchise got an absolute steal on its hands.
Absolutely, Bradley. Northwestern's own backcourt burglar was among the top picks of the evening. After 4 years, 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, a Big Ten regular season title, and an All-American nod, Veronica Burton added one more honor to her already illustrious career, a WNBA first-round draft pick. Burton didn't have to wait long to hear her name called Monday night. With the 7th overall pick, the Northwestern standout was selected by the Dallas Wings, making her the 4th Wildcat ever to be drafted to the WNBA, as well as the 2nd highest pick in Northwestern history. While she wasn't even a top 100 recruit coming out of high school, Burton's hard work and dedication saw her rise up draft boards over her 4 years in Evanston, ultimately paying off with the first-round selection. Burton will head to the Lone Star State to join Arike Agumbawale in the Wings backcourt, pairing a young offensive power with one of the best defensive players in college basketball.
Returning from a successful series in Bloomington, the Wildcats came home to Rocky and Bernice Miller Park for a 3-game set with the Penn State Nittany Lions and a Tuesday clash with the Roosevelt Lakers. While Friday's matchup with PSU was rained out, the Cats played yet another home doubleheader, and the slate of games did not disappoint whatsoever. It's the start of a massive series between the Wildcats and the Penn State Nittany Lions, the first time PSU's in Evanston since 2016, and first-year Sean Sullivan serves up this home run to Matt Wood to give the Nittany Lions the lead. Wood, one of the better catchers in the Big Ten. Now we'll go to Johnny Piacentino. 2 bats later, going yard. The outfielder had 3 hits in this game, and it's Anthony Calarco with a runner on second. He'll send one to deep center, and it's gone. Calarco had a massive day, and stay tuned for more from Calarco. Now we go to the top of the 5th, and Penn State's Josh Spiegel drives one to deep right to untie it yet again. Now Calarco on with a runner and a chance to tie it, you bet. The Wilmette native brings home Ethan O'Donnell with this RBI double to center. See O'Donnell rounding third, coming home to score. And now it's airtight from the 7th onward. We're taking it to the 9th. How about Jay Bashirs ripping it into left field for a single? Runners on the corners. Bashirs gets the job done. The Cats walk it off. Now we go to game 2. It is Michael Faranelli going against Henline, and Luke Tanner gets the single and gets the Cats on the board. Now we'll go to CJ Pitaro of Penn State, who laces one the opposite way. He'll rattle all the way to the wall, and Northwestern relay will not be in time. Penn State ties the ballgame, and later that inning, Anthony Steele would drive in Pitaro. After 8 efficient innings from Michael Faranelli, it's David Utagawa on the mound facing Billy Gerlot. Gerlot dunks one in, a 2-run single. That would be the dagger. Rubber match in Game 3, Grant Comstock on the bump, and Comstock struggled early, walking Anthony Steele with the bases loaded. Penn State would tack on 2 in the top of the 1st. Northwestern trailing 2-0, and Anthony Calarco comes to the dish, beats out a ground ball for a single. He would come around to score on a fielder's choice from his younger brother Alex. Now it's 9 innings, not enough to decide this one. Fly ball to right field to Andrew Pinkston. He sends it home, and it's an absolute dime. The tag applied by J.C. Santini in time. Bottom of the 10th, Stephen Rusted says hello and goodbye. Cole Bartels in left field cannot believe it, but Northwestern wins 5-2 in electric fashion. Its second walk-off of the weekend. 2 days later, the Cats are back at home against Roosevelt. In the top of the 1st, the Lakers' Trevor Heinlein gives Roosevelt the lead off of Jacob Sharm. Now it's bottom of the 3rd with the bases juiced, and you want Jay Bashirs up. The second baseman delivers with a ball off the wall to clear the bases and score 3 for the Cats. Northwestern would not look back in this one. Up by 9, Rustich drills this pitch to left field. Mercy rule is enforced with the Cats up by 10. Second in as many games for Rustich, who had not played much recently. A tip of the cap to Rustich as he crosses home, and Northwestern will send its fans home happy, winning this one by a score of 14-4. Once sitting at 2-10, Northwestern has won 6 of its last 7 and is now 15-13. Even more impressive is the Wildcats' 4-2 record in conference play. In fact, NU is tied for 3rd in the Big Ten behind Maryland and Illinois. Speaking of the Illini, the Cats will travel to Champaign for a 3-game series with their in-state rivals this weekend. First pitch of the slate is set for 6 p.m. Central on Friday.
The women's tennis team continued Big Ten play last weekend against 2 teams and left with a split record. On Friday, the squad traveled to Ohio State, where it battled but lost to the number 8 team in the nation by a score of 5-2 for their only conference loss of the season thus far. The duos of Clarissa Hand alongside Maria Shusharina and Hannah McColgan with Sydney Pratt secured the doubles win for Northwestern. The Wildcats then came home last Sunday to face Indiana for Senior Day and rocked to the tune of a 7-0 W. The rackets were hot, especially those of the senior McColgan, who won her doubles match, and grad transfer Emma Lazick, who secured a singles win. The Cats improved to a record of 12-6 on the season, 7-1 in the Big Ten, and secure an undefeated record at home. Next Sunday, they'll travel to Champaign to take on Illinois.
The men's tennis team picked off 2 wins on the road this weekend against Wisconsin and Nebraska, winning 5-2 and 4-3. Senior Stephen Foreman continued his impressive season, winning his singles matches in both games and rising to number 30 in the national rankings. Northwestern jumped over Wisconsin in the Big Ten standings, putting the Badgers in 3rd behind Ohio State and Michigan. The team came back home to play Illinois State on Wednesday and swept the Redbirds 7-0. The Wildcats are riding a 3-game win streak and are looking to keep things going as they hit the road for a Big Ten match against Illinois on Saturday.
It was a spectacular week in Northwestern sports, and that means a fun week of our top plays is on deck. We'll be right back.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Really?
Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Sports Night. It was hard to pick just the 3 best plays of the week in Northwestern sports, but the 3 we chose are particularly special.
Plenty of drama and skill in these 3. Let's check them out. First up, we will have Jordan Rudd cranking this ball to left field for a home run in the second game against Ohio State in the 3rd inning. Impressive hitting from Northwestern's catcher. Rounding the bases.
And now we'll take it over to lacrosse. Here's Kendall Halpern faking in front of the goal and goes with the behind the back goal. She will score. What an incredible shot from the sophomore.
And at number 1, it is Steven Rustich hitting this one deep to left field, an absolute tank that seals the series and game win for the Northwestern Wildcat baseball team. Josh Reynolds and co. go home happy. Rustich slamming his helmet for the series win.
Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Don't forget to keep up with all the great shows and content Sports Night has in store. We're gearing up for a big spring, so follow us on Twitter at NNN Sports, on Instagram at NNN_sports, and you can catch all of our previous shows and coverage on YouTube at NNN Sports. For Bradley Locker, I'm Gavin Dorsey. Have a great night. We'll see you next time.